sometimes you lose perspective of what somebody does for your team, and what he did for us in 2016. We lost him, and then going through an entire season without having him. I think the appreciation from him, not only from the coaching staff but other players, is very high.
So today we're going to be talking about Ryan Tannehill. And earlier today, I was sitting at home talking Miami Dolphins football with my dad, and we brought up Ryan Tannehill. And my dad asked me my opinion of Ryan Tannehill, and I told my dad how I felt. And you guys know me. If you watch my videos in the past, then you know how I feel about Ryan Tannehill. And I'm going to be honest. I've been a little disrespectful towards Ryan Tannehill. If this your first time watching any videos on this YouTube channel, then I'm going to let you know some of the things that I have said about Ryan Tannehill. I called Ryan Tannehill an average quarterback. I even said I think the Miami Dolphins should draft a quarterback and move on from Ryan Tannehill. I said I think Ryan Tannehill would never lead the Miami Dolphins to a Super Bowl. The list goes on and on how much I have criticized Ryan Tannehill. But thinking about it today, Ryan Tannehill is not that bad. Hell, you have some people that think Ryan Tannehill may be the best quarterback the Miami Dolphins have had since Dan Marino. And listen, that's not saying much, because the Miami Dolphins have had pure trash since Dan Marino. But you have some people that think that Ryan Tannehill may be the best quarterback that the Miami Dolphins have had since Dan Marino. And I'm not going to disrespect Ryan Tannehill and act like Ryan Tannehill is straight booty cheeks. Like there haven't been flashes. Like there haven't been games that I have seen where I said to myself, God damn it, that was a hell of a throw. He may can one day be an elite quarterback in this league. So what I said to myself is, I want to seek other people's opinions. I want to see what other people think about Ryan Tannehill. Because sometimes you can have a good thing right in front of you, and hell, you don't even appreciate that shit until it's gone. And then it's too late. So what I decided to do, I decided to make a two-part video of the good and the bad with Ryan Tannehill. And we're going to hear what people from the national media got to say about Ryan Tannehill. Some of the biggest names in sports TV. We're going to hear what those guys got to say. I'm going to first start off with the bad first. And even though we're starting off with the bad, I want you guys to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because next week I'm going to upload the good things about Ryan Tannehill. You know, the things that these Miami Dolphins fans don't appreciate about Ryan Tannehill. Because we know that there are some Miami Dolphins fans that support Ryan Tannehill, that sees a lot of good in Ryan Tannehill. I'm not talking about these fans that they done experience the Jay Cutler experiment, and now they begging for Ryan Tannehill to come back. Listen, I called Jay Cutler the smoothest criminal since the great legendary Michael Jackson, because he came in South Florida and stole $10 million from the Miami Dolphins. So I'm not talking about those fans. I'm talking about the true supporters of Ryan Tannehill. I want you guys to subscribe and like the video and stick around, because next week I'm going to upload the good things about Ryan Tannehill. So I want you guys to listen and check these guys out.
Top 10 or 8th pick in the draft. I would take Brandon Weeden in the top 10 before I would take Ryan Tannehill. This is a good kid, very good athlete, who will prove over time to be a not very good National Football League quarterback. And Todd, it has concerned me all along that for a long while at Texas A&M, he could not beat out Gerard Johnson. And again, Johnson went undrafted, bounced around the league.
Right.
Tannehill got moved to receiver because of him. If he were that good, in fact, coming out of high school, he wanted to go to Texas Tech, and they wouldn't recruit him. Is he that good? Well, where did he came out of nowhere. What are we doing?
Tom Brady got benched essentially, or wasn't allowed to play as much as he should have.
Okay, but I watched a lot, just via television, of Ryan Tannehill. I never liked his feel for the game. I never liked his decision making. I especially did not like his second half against Brandon Whedon in College Station when they absolutely collapsed, in large part because of Ryan Tannehill. I did not like his 3 interception games, both against their rivals, Oklahoma and Texas, near the end of the year. I think his hands are small. He tends to lose his grip on the ball frequently. And in the end, I think he has serious bust potential. Good kid, bust potential.
You're actually
So when you bring up somebody like Miami, just hypothetically speaking, I think about Ryan Tannehill, obviously.
Right.
And I'm saying, is that dude worth do I really need to have faith in him in the future? My answer is no. So when I'm thinking about, when I look at your mock drafts, particularly when it comes to the quarterback, I'm wondering, it's one thing for a team not to have a quarterback. It's another thing for a team to have one and they've lost faith in it. Who's that team for you?
Well, I think Tannehill's a mystery. He's like Sam Bradford. He didn't
Right.
stay healthy. He's pretty good when he played, as Sam was. Pretty good when he played, but he's not out there. And that's the thing with Tannehill. 2 years, so you want to bring in maybe the insurance policy at that spot to say, hey, can we trust him? If he does, my attitude there is a win-win. If he plays great, fine. Is he going to play great? History tells us he's not going to put maybe 2-3 years without something happening. That's just the way it is. 2 years of injury. Hopefully he does. And if he does, what have we lost? We got a quarterback, a young guy who could be the heir apparent, or we can move him. We can do some things there. But to not just say we're going to roll it all with one guy who's been hurt for 2 years. Same thing with Bradford. He got hurt. Who stepped in? Carson Wentz
it feels like a win-win.
What you
We
know
weren't
in the
excited.
NFL happens. Bad teams sign weak quarterbacks to bad contracts. San Francisco with Kaepernick, Miami with Tannehill, Houston with Osweiler, and Buffalo with Tyrod Taylor. Look at those numbers for those quarterbacks. Well-run franchises like Denver tells Peyton Manning to take a pay cut. Like New England tells Tom Brady, let's restructure it. Like Seattle, who's paying basically the same for Russell Wilson as Houston is for Brock Osweiler. Ryan Tannehill next year will be a $2 million cap hit more than Big Ben. He has no self-awareness, Ryan Tannehill. He stood at the 1-yard line last night, just sitting there, pounding the ball, 1-yard line. Listen, but that was a moment last night. And I think everybody in Miami knew it, but the league was watching. You've got to draft another quarterback. Stop convincing yourself. Own your baggage. Be honest. What do they say? We don't lie to anybody more than we lie to ourselves. Man against the definition of average. Andy Dalton, he looked like he wasn't even in Andy Dalton's class. Time to draft a new guy at the most important position in the National Football League.
Ryan Tannehill has never been actually good. I would go back in time to his days at Texas A&M and question their decision to move him to quarterback. That's how far I would like to push this, because if you go back to his time at Texas A&M, it was schizophrenic. Freshman year, wide receiver. Sophomore year, quarterback. Junior year, is he a wide receiver? Is he a quarterback? We don't know. We'll put him at quarterback. And then finally, in his final year at Texas A&M, they decided we're going to roll with Ryan Tannehill as our full-time starting quarterback. And what did he do? He threw for 3,700 yards on a 60% completion percentage, 29 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That sounds okay, and that is okay for a college quarterback. His total QBR that year was 68.3. That's 33rd percentile among NFL quarterbacks looking at college QBR. He never had a NFL caliber quarterback resume. He was drafted in the first round as a massive reach because his coach at Texas A&M went to the Miami Dolphins, Mike Sherman. And he convinced them, you have to get this Ryan Tannehill guy. He's my creation. You can imagine Mike Sherman as Dr. Frankenstein. Like, I've created a super quarterback from parts of a
I can tell you,
quarterback.
they like Tannehill down there.
Yep.
They said that when I did a game early in the season when Jay Cutler was there. Tannehill was always their guy. But to say or to have it come out that they really like Baker Mayfield, the 11th overall pick is where the Dolphins are. Do you think they should take Baker Mayfield if he's available there?
I mean,
or a quarterback, any quarterback?
Well, it's kind of hard not to, but you just paid Tannehill all this money. They got so many other holes they got in. They need to find some linebackers. Let's find a way to get some linebackers in there to stop this run with the D-line that you have. So it's kind of hard not to take a quarterback if he's available. But if you just paid the guy,
man,
give him a full year, with Adam Gase and see what happens.
That's real nice from a receiver who definitely needs a quarterback.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what they're supposed to say, that Tannehill is their guy, because right now he is. But if you see this great quarterback, this young stud coming out that has all the tangibles that you want, I would say take him. Because if you're looking at Tannehill, what he's done, every year we say he gets a little bit better, but he's never shown us what we needed to see on a consistent basis that's our guy.
One full season with Gase, they made the playoffs.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. All right.
You can never say that to a guy that's won 3 Super
No,
Bowls.
I'm just
making
saying,
the playoffs is
if
never
you make
good
the
enough.
playoffs 1 year, I mean, is that your goals? Is that where your goals
No, but
are?
in his first year, maybe gives you something to build on for the future.
I get it, but I've watched him going into his 7th season. I've watched him, so that's just my point.
Yeah,
if the guy is there, then you're going to have to take him.
You're going to have to take him. If the guy that you want is there at that 11th overall pick, going to be interesting to see
Who's going to come in and swoop and save the Dolphins' day?
All right, now look, I generally trust Keegan when he talks about these things. Where we tend to diverge is Ryan Tannehill, right? Like, I have not been wild about Tannehill. I've never seen it. I've been going back to college with Tannehill, wondering when this actual Ryan Tannehill I keep hearing about is going to emerge. It's not even a grudge. I just don't see it. But here's the thing. If the answer is Jay Cutler, there you
in a year or 2 and 3 and 4 that he is the one to get this franchise back to where they so desperately want to get? I don't know.
I am going to say this in front of all of you, in front of the world.
In front of the world.
I don't think anyone knows yet. I really don't. I think because he's been kind of babied. And I don't mean that in a bad way for him, because talking to him, he has the work ethic. He has a desire to be great, but he just hasn't been given the reins to where he has the liberty and the freedom to kind of call his shot sometimes. And it's almost like taking a baby and he's 6 years old. The baby is no longer a baby and he still has a bottle in his mouth.
Interesting.
You got to take it out. See if he can drink out of a cup.